सारे आपके डॉक्यूमेंट्स
आपके पास आपकी हिंदुस्तान की कार्रवाई कर
ये इसके क्योंकि ये डॉक्यूमेंट सर कोविड टिकट पैसे सर ये डॉलर $3035 हैं सर, जैसे मिले ऐसे आपकी अमानत की।
बहुत शुक्रिया जैदी साहब, अल्लाह ताला आपको खुश रखे। थैंक यू वेरी मच। थैंक यू सर।
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك له لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك له لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك.
जो आपके साथ
रोशनी डाले तो
अभी हम लोग हल्क की फ़्लाइट जो थी दमिश्क की थी और वो इसराइल का जो प्रॉब्लम हुआ उस वजह से हम लोग मूव हो गए हल्क में। और हमें PIA ने इस वक्त जो ट्रीट किया है, नो डाउट कि कुछ नहीं कह सकते इस बारे में। बहुत चीज़ें हैं जो नेगेटिव हैं, लेकिन इस वक्त जो ट्रीट किया गया है वो इस हिसाब से ट्रीट किया गया कि मैं ज़ाती तौर पे नहीं सोच सकता था कि इस तरह होगा। उन्होंने हमें रिफ़्रेशमेंट में, टिकटिंग में, प्रोटोकॉल में अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह थोड़ा नहीं बहुत ज़्यादा इन्होंने हमें इस वक्त वहाँ पे प्रोटोकॉल दिया और बड़ा अच्छा PIA ने हमें इस वक्त जो ट्रीट किया है।
ऑपरेशन बम थे, उन्होंने फौरी तौर पर इकदाम करके हमने अल्टरनेट जो है ना फ्लाइट थ्रू शारजा भेजी हल्ब में, और रात को हमें हल्ब में उन्होंने जो है ना पहुँचाया। उसके बाद हम उधर 12 बजे तकरीबन हल्ब एयरपोर्ट इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट पर पहुँचे थे। वहाँ पे 4 बजे फ्लाइट आई हमें, और हमें तमाम ज़ारिम 77 ज़ारिम को PIA की फ़्लाइट पे वेलकम किया और आराम से खैर आफियत के साथ यहाँ हमें पहुँचाया। हम खुश हैं।
both times.
So everything except
So what we have here are several components, not just the upset recovery. But the first item on the list is upset recovery. We have two types of scenarios. We've got the recovery training scenarios for the maneuvers. And what we see here is basically a number of scenarios, each one with a target pitch and bank end.
Okay.
The way we envisage you using this functionality is actually to first decide whether you're going to conduct training with PFC in direct mode, or in normal mode, or secondary mode.
Okay.
So, although we don't recommend it, but typically it's better to conduct your training in direct mode.
Direct. Okay.
Because then you do not have flag or wire protections.
Right.
Okay. So once the control law is degraded,
Okay.
you want to select the scenario you're interested in.
Okay. Should we disconnect the PFCs?
Yeah, we'll do it. I'll put flag freeze on first.
Okay.
So there's no actual requirement to set flat fees. You can make the selection that I'm about to show you, irrespective of that.
Okay,
It's
fine.
just- Right. So we'll set PFC to direct.
ठीक है, बंद कर।
So behind the scenes.
Autopilot disengage button, please. Autopilot.
So this is invoking a malfunction to degrade the flight controls.
All right.
We'll select a scenario, 40 degrees of pitch up and 60 degrees of bank.
Okay.
So I'll do that.
Can we do it with the flight freeze?
Yeah. Okay, so selecting the scenario doesn't automatically invoke the scenario. You have another option to make, whether you want the scenario at the current altitude. If you just want the current altitude, you hit execute without making an altitude selection here.
All right. Got it.
Okay. On the other hand, if you want flight level 350 or 150 or 050, then you make button selection, then hit execute. For now, we'll just select to the current altitude.
Okay, fine.
And hit execute. The VN diagram. That's pre-built into functionality. Simulator is getting set up at the moment. It's a reposition taking place. And you will see a message. You see here UPR deactivated.
Okay.
So as an instructor, you want to wait until you see a message saying ready for release. The motion is now fading in.
What happened?
नहीं ये बता कुछ नहीं हटाने का तो ऊपर
Right.
मैं एकदम पीछे की तरफ
On this page, we've got the positive and negative G limits
All right.
and the stall line.
All right.
Okay.
That's the stall line.
So VS1G.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Right.
And you can also see the bar on the left-hand side. This is showing, well, two key things are showing you. The yellow bar is showing you the angle of attack where the aircraft would stall. And these chevrons here, these show you your current angle of attack. So it's showing us currently that we're not anywhere near stall.
True.
But obviously, depending on how we recover, we may approach stall. Okay. So we have ready for release. The scenario has set us up with a load factor of 1.2, so the wing is loaded. The idea is in this stage with these scenarios is that sitting here now with the flight freeze on, you would have a conversation with the trainee as an instructor,
Right.
and you would explain to them what technique they will use for recovery.
Okay.
Because there's no element of surprise involved in
Right.
these type of
So
scenarios.
basically, you are teaching them
Just teaching
in this scenario what you do with that. Okay.
That's right.
Right.
Okay. So what I will do is I will release from the scenario, and either of the two gentlemen can perform a recovery, and then what we'll see is some of the feedback available to the instructor as part of the process. Okay.
ऐसा? नदीम कौन करेगा?
पहले आपने recognize
किया आपने?
pitch up with the left bank. कितना bank?
About 60 degrees.
60 degrees left bank and pitch up. Okay, now what is the effectivity of the elevators? What is your speed at the moment? 250 knots. Okay. So, yeah, the first thing is elevators. If that is not working, then what? Maintain the bank till the time it comes back to the horizon. The pitch comes back to the horizon. And then you may also have to reduce thrust. Okay? To reduce the pitch up.
So we'll release you and try to do it that way. Okay?
Okay, ready for release?
Alright? Okay, ready for it.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
Now start.
That's right. So the green line is showing you, it's basically a mapping between, it's showing you your speed and load factor.
Mhm.
So right now, we're not close to the VS1G. We've remained throughout this exercise in positive G.
Absolutely.
Haven't exceeded any limits.
Alright.
And so this is a very good recovery.
Okay, fine.
So we've seen other examples recently where, not today, but on a different day, that as part of recovery, we ventured into the negative territory, negative G, which of course we don't want. So that's the sort of feedback available to you as an instructor. Okay. Well, what I will do is go back and show you some of the additional functionality available. So similar to on the low is a plot of alpha against beta. So you may also be interested during a recovery process to look at this and see whether the trainee stayed within the green zone, for
So
example.
that's, with the degree.
That's right. I'll put flight freeze on to just explain a little bit more here.
Okay.
Just to be clear, what do these colours actually mean and what is their significance? What it means is that if you're within the green zone, that means you are in that part of the model, aerodynamics model at the moment, which has actually been validated, tested and validated in flight test. So the behavior you're getting in the simulator is exactly how the aircraft would behave. If you're in the orange zone, it's not flight test data. So however, it is wind tunnel data. So it's still quite reliable. But obviously, it's got secondary importance compared to flight test data. What you do not want is ever to be in the red zone because that is just made up data.
Okay.
You know, there's
Extrapolated.
completely extrapolated. That's right. So generally, stay in green if you can. If you venture out into orange territory, and if it's for brief periods, it's not a problem.
Cool.
You know, it's fine. If you're in a red area, then it's really invalid. So that's similar to on-low, and we looked at the aircraft limits, which is the VG diagram. Then you've got the flight controls page. What you have here is basically replication of the controls.
Okay.
So if we pull the column, you would see column moving. Right, and then the force is being applied to the column, on pedal. And the other controls are also shown here.
Same way.
Just a replicated ISFD, just to make it easier for the instructor. If it's harder to look at the ISFD,
So you can have a look here and you see.
here.
Okay. Right.
Then there are some time history plots. This is what we call time history plots. So when you start a maneuver or a scenario, the plots refresh automatically. They start from 0 and up to 90 seconds of plotting. You can look at any of these plots. If you hit them, they expand. They don't give you new information, but they group the existing information in different combinations.
Okay.
So the first one, you can see that controls ISFD is combined with the VG diagram. Right, so see more information, but obviously it's concentrated on the page. Similarly, limits and time history, and you can expand here as well.
All right.
Load factor and airspeed, Same idea. Right, so far we have demonstrated the recovery training, not involving any element of surprise. Next, I suggest that we get ourselves into straight and level, and we'll demonstrate the prevention training.
Prevention.
Okay.
Yeah. We go back to 10,000.
It's by no means like a fighter jet or anything like that. It's still gentle banking or pitching, but it acts like a rate input. So once we select bank left scenario, for example, the aircraft starts banking to one side, to the left. Okay, approximately 6 degrees per second. So the idea really is that as the aircraft is banking, do the crews actually recognize that the aircraft is actually getting itself into an upset state?
Right.
How long do they take to actually respond to the situation?
Right.
So these are the sort of parameters that you'd be interested in. One thing to note is that there is no set attitude target.
ठीक है. Recovery करो.
अच्छा ये this is startle effect.
Yeah.
ठीक है. So you have to give your input, right? Come back to your clearances.
So one thing that can make the startle effect more challenging, of course, is, for example, if the starting airspeed was relatively lower. So, for example, rather than 250, if we were at, let's say, 230, 220, then a pitch-up scenario can potentially get you into a stall territory, and that could be one possible way of training. Can we try going to a lower airspeed?
Yeah, why not? Speed 220 knots or 210. बल्कि up पे रखो, थोड़ा सा ऊपर. That's what he was talking about. You know, if you go on a pitch up,
absolutely,
that'll go into a stop.
And the other thing is that we're currently in normal mode, so you have fly-by-wire protections. So what would be interesting is we do the same thing. We do pitch up.
Right. So you slightly went to.
So you can see we went into the stall territory.
Sorry.
क्या बात है बात.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
At any time, if you want to remove clutter on the screen from a previous scenario, you can do a clear plus.
Okay.
So it plays out. What you have on the side is the same options and buttons as on the main UPRT page. So icing is a new page.
Okay.
And what we need to do here basically is what we're doing here basically is we are demonstrating two types of icing: engine and airframe icing. The engine icing is going to be probably the main change that you will notice. What we do is we put the icing on and allow icing to build on fan. In particular, there is also cowl icing, but the fan is perhaps more interesting. As long as your engine N1 is less than 70%, we keep accumulating ice. You will see N1 VIB levels build up, and once you get to the advisory level, around about 3 on the N1 VIB level, you'll actually start feeling motion effect. It's a constant vibration because of the ice build up on the So right now we're at 10,000 feet. Okay? So the middle layer starts from 10,000 feet. So we'll select, let's go with severe, because that's the most useful one. So severe icing. Now, that's just selected what you want to do. That does not automatically put icing. I'd like you to pay attention to this message here all the time, because that's telling you if icing is active, and if it's not, why is it not active?
There's no clouds here.
So right now, we've gone below 10,000 feet, so we'll enable low surface icing as well. Okay. So it says we're not in cloud or low visibility.
All right.
So I'd say cloud type, or we set overcast.
All right.
Okay, and then cloud base and top. Look at the values in there, and
that has to be above that level.
we have to be within. Yes, we have to be within the cloud. So if I set cloud top to 20,000 feet, because then that ensures the aircraft is in cloud.
Now it's set there, yeah.
So now it says icing active. Okay, and you can see that both fan and cloud icing is building up. Okay, so let's allow fan ice to build up to a high level. Okay.
Yeah. 70%.
Above. Plus 70. 72, 73.
You see ice is shedding now.
Shedding, yeah. Yeah, smooth now.
Yeah, and with vibration is gone.
Vibration's not there anymore.
So then,
It's very realistic.
Very
Yeah.
realistic, yeah.
so we also have the cowl ice level. So in severe icing, the ND ice is not strong enough to remove all cowl icing, and if it builds up to 100%, you will see there's a little bit of a judder you feel from motion. That's to simulate the ice chunk going into the engine from the fan. From the cowl. Okay. The status of the anti-ice switches is shown here as well. So you've got wing anti-ice is on and engine anti-ice is on. So if they were to change the switches to a different position, that would be reflected here. Okay. So that's icing. If you want to remove icing at any time, icing resets.
Okay.
If you hit that, that's dead icing. I mean, it doesn't clear your other selections like cloud, etc. You would have to
That
do
stays there.
manually. Yeah. So you can set that off back to normal. Okay.
Right.
One other point I would like to make about icing is that because we also have the airframe icing, so as long as your airframe, as long as your wing anti-ice switch is off and you're actually building ice on the airframe, your aerodynamics are modified. So the most noticeable is if you try to do a stall, your angle of attack and airspeed at which you're going to stall is going to be modified because of icing.
True.
So go to master index UPRT again. So we come on icing. So two other things we've got here. Now these bounce landing and FAA gust, these are not EASA components. FAA requires them. And this simulator is qualified to EASA requirements.
Okay.
However, even though these are non-qualified tasks, we've included them on the simulator. Bounce landing is what we will cover next. First of all, we'll get rid of the PFCS disconnect. We'll go back to normal mode.
Autopilot engage, please.
If you continue with the stall of this
And auto throttle on.
So
Yep. Alright. Now you can activate if you want to.
So master index UPRT. So we just select mouse landing. SR. Right.
Stabilizer.
We want to give everybody a warning that the motion effect will be a bit strong, so they need to hold on to something.
थोड़ा सा पकड़ के रखना है, ठीक है? Bounce होगा और फिर जाएगा. The stabilizer fault is coming on.
Do we want a master reset? Should we flood phase on and do a master reset?
Please do that.
Approaching minimums.
तो हो गया ना, क्या go around कर रहा है? Touchdown कर गए अभी. Touchdown देने के बाद तो फायदा है. चलो.
Should I try another, or should we try FA gust?
FA gust, yeah. FA gust. You want to try and take off?
Yeah.
Okay. Take off. Set for takeoff, please.
So the FA gust profile. FA gust profile. So this is selection. Now this is based on real flight recorder data from a 737 crash, and published by the FAA. So we say here really just to make it clear that minimum 25 knots of crosswind from left. That's a steady crosswind.
Okay.
And then the gust component.
All right.
Okay. So now the FA gust is active.
So it's a wind from the left,
Yeah.
25 knots, and you will experience a gust as well. ठीक है? ऐसे? You're okay with it? All right.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Approaching minimums.
The thing to notice that this is only removing the gust component.
Not the wind.
It's not the wind.
Okay.
So if you want to remove the wind, then obviously do that separately. Okay. So that's everything on here. One other thing which I'd like to say, iOS, but it's a significant change in aerodynamics. So as part of the UPRT update, we've implemented enhanced stall model. So previously, if you attempted to stall the 777, you were only really had accurate modeling up to approach to stall. So now the simulator is qualified to full stall.
Okay.
So it's stall and plus
You're
10
actually
degrees
stall.
beyond that.
All right.
Okay, so that's enhancement of the aerodynamic model, so you have that degree of accuracy. The other thing in the same area is that there was previously never the roll-off effect.
Ears up, flaps up. This UPR.
Reference
It should be like that. Should keep pulling. Alright. So that's okay.
So that was the roll-off effects.
Alright.
Alright.
That's what. More realistic. Right.
Aircraft limits displayed. And you wanted to print it, just hard copy as before.
Where is you connected?
Yeah, to the printer downstairs.
Alright.
Also, okay, this is a known defect at the moment, but it's getting fixed. So you've got the help page. So you can go to any UPRT page, for example, in the master index, hit help, and what it's supposed to do is actually display. Okay, well, this is the index page. This is what it's going to look like. So the index page does work. So it's going to give you some information about the topic.
So whatever we discussed is here as well.
It's here as well. Okay. And obviously you can navigate as normal. You go through it. You get your information.
Excellent. Thanks.
The other pages, so for example, in similar to onload, we've still got the same menu help page there. However, this is a known defect at the moment. I believe it doesn't work at the moment. So that's work in progress. So you'll have all of these.
Alright. Thanks.
Okay.
उसको करके ना, we'll give you the ground electrics and you can start.
और अभी जहाज़ पे हम एयर सफारी पे जाने वाले हैं. We're going to see the mountains from the top, K2, नागा पर्वत और जो मुख्तलिफ पहाड़ यहाँ पे हैं, राकापोशी, वो सब नज़र आएंगे. I think this is the amazing thing PIA is doing. I really recommend all our friends all over the world to come and visit this place. Hotels are excellent, the service is excellent, people are very humble and very safe. So I don't think there should be any hesitation in coming to. This is Dr. Shahid Hassan from Chicago.
Thank you very much. Pakistan Zindabad.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम. मैं बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ नेशनल बैंक ऑफ पाकिस्तान की एग्जीक्यूटिव मैनेजमेंट का फॉर डिवाइसिंग दिस प्रोडक्ट फॉर आवर एम्प्लॉयज़. इसके अंदर एक कम्बिनेशन है फॉर द एम्प्लॉयज़ वेलफेयर, जो मेरा ख्याल है कि दो स्टेट ओन्ड एंटरप्राइज की कोलैबोरेशन से इट विल गो अ लॉन्ग वे इन द बेनिफिट ऑफ आवर एम्प्लॉयज़. इसके अंदर हाउस लोन हैं, फाइनेंसिंग हैं, स्कूल्स हैं, उसके अलावा शॉर्ट टर्म कन्वीनियंट लोन्स हैं, जो मेरा ख्याल है लोगों की लिविंग के ऊपर और बाकी उनकी जो प्लानिंग है फॉर देयर लाइवलीहुड बड़ा पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट आएगा. मैं शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ नेशनल बैंक ऑफ पाकिस्तान का फॉर एक्सटेंडिंग दिस फैसिलिटेशन, और मैं बहुत उम्मीद करता हूँ कि हमारे एम्प्लॉयज़ से पूरा फ़ायदा उठाएंगे, मुस्तफ़ीद होंगे, एंड विल गो अ लॉन्ग वे इन टर्म्स ऑफ PIA मैनेजमेंट, जो कि विजन है PIA का, हमारे मिनिस्टर साहब का, हमारी एविएशन मिनिस्ट्री का, हमारे जो एग्जीक्यूटिव मैनेजमेंट PIA के, दैट एम्प्लॉयज़ comes first and they are to be looked after. Thank you very much.
And we've been together in lots of these before, लेकिन this is a unique one where we are coming together. इसमें benefit जो है वो employees को होगा. And on behalf of National Bank, I thank very much the PIA organization for giving us this opportunity. और हमारे लिए ये बड़ा एक unique है opportunity, because we have put together a combination for the employees, जिसमें कि they will be getting benefits not only on the asset side but on the liability side of the products as well. And we look forward to it, and we hope sincerely that this will be passed on to all the employees of PIA, and they will make sure that they'll get benefit of this. And we look forward to a great relationship in the future.
Of this agreement is indeed a great pleasure, and it's really a pleasure to be a part of this ceremony. I think the long relationship of two state-owned organizations has gone a further step, whereby the employee will be getting banking facility in a very cordial and in a concessional manner. I wish all the best to National Bank and to PIA in their journey. Thank you.
First of all, I would like to thank my colleagues and our friends at PIA for making this agreement a reality. This agreement hopefully will go a long way in providing superior services and lower markup rates for the employees of PIA, both on the liability side as well as on the asset side. We'll be offering a lot more services. Majority of them would be free of charge, and lower markup rates will also apply on our consumer asset products. And I would like to ask all the employees of PIA to give National Bank a try for their personal needs and for their banking needs. Thank you.
This beautifully arranged signing ceremony between National Bank of Pakistan and Pakistan International Airlines. To formally begin the ceremony, I would like to invite Qari Jawad sir to recite something from the Holy Book.
بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
शायद हम लोग का बिजनेस रिलेशनशिप दोनों ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की पैदाइश से ही शुरू हो गया हो. What legacy both these are, or we are getting into an agreement whereby all PIA employees will be facilitated by specially discounted loan and financing facility provided by National Bank of Pakistan. It's a great event, and quite frankly, I think it's about time that we have started working together in the partnership between Pakistan International Airlines and National Bank of Pakistan. I would like to invite Mr. Tawqir Mazhar sahab, कि वो यहाँ पे आए and say a few words about this.
It's two organizations that has the name of Pakistan in it coming together to do something for the benefit of the individuals. I think it's we're very proud that we're part of that, even going forward. The relationship between PIA and National Bank is not a new one. We've been together in lots of financial matters before. We've been together in lot of corporate dealings and lot of syndicate deals as well. लेकिन ये जो deal है, this is very different. And I think this is one thing that we're very proud of, because this agreement, this deal basically gives the opportunity for National Bank to serve probably not have been served before. And हमारे लिए ये बहुत एक this deal is very very important. और उसका मैं सिर्फ आपको इतना बता सकता हूँ कि हमने ये काम काफ़ी अर्से से कर रहे हैं एज नेशनल बैंक। इस स्पेशल प्रोडक्ट में इस तरह की जो डील्स हैं, वी द मार्केट लीडर, वी नियरली हैव 60% ऑफ मार्केट शेयर इन दिस काइंड ऑफ प्रोडक्ट। एंड एसेट प्रोडक्ट में भी अगर मैं जाऊँ, लोन्स का जो प्रोडक्ट होता है जिसमें
सर आगे आगे
PIA employees, and I've taken effort to highlight some of the items. Is that the discount will be available on debit card fee waiver. It will also have 1.45% discount on regular salary advances, 2.5% discount on auto loans, 1% discount on Saipan, which is a housing solution. And in addition to that, National Bank of Pakistan will also deploy its ATMs on our facilities, and it will also deploy its manpower to facilitate PIA employees. Now I would like to invite CEO PIA, ABM Amir Hayat, to please come onto the stage. Thank you, sir.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Executive leadership of National Bank of Pakistan, Special Officer, Chief from PIA, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's a rare honor to be here, and looking at the profile of the product, let me tell you, it's one of its kind that would go a long way. PIA, being a SOE, carries this feeling that the employee is at the heart of the organization. And I think this product that has been developed by the National Bank of Pakistan, our best endeavor is to take care of our employees. Because if they are good, the quality of workmanship, the product that goes into the air would commensurate with the international standard of safety and airworthiness. I would really like to thank National Bank of Pakistan for developing this project, taking us on board and carrying on that legacy that goes on for decades. My special thank to all of you for coming here all the way, sir. Though it got delayed for one reason or the other, but I think looking at the profile that just has been explained by our GMPR, I think we should have not delayed it any further, because it could serve the right quarters, right people at the right time.
Now we will proceed with the signing of the agreement. And as the national flag carrier, we are the custodians of bearing this flag across international skies. Mr. Faisal Ahmed, sorry. Mr. Taqi Mazhar would also like to present a shield to CEO PIA. SEVP Group Head, Consumer Assets Group. I would like to invite Mr. Muhammad Shakil, who's the SVP Divisional Head for Institutional Sales. Mr. Azam Rahim Durrani, SVP Regional Head, Karachi South. I would like to invite Mr. Adil Nasir Meer, Assistant Vice President, Wing Head, Business Development and Account Management. Mr. Umar Azim Daudpota, sir.
Thank you very much for everything.
Your father's organization, and we are proud to have that.
PIA and PIA.
बड़े लोग हैं, कदम पड़ता है।
Now from the PIA side, I would like to invite Air Vice Marshal Irfan Zahir, sir. Please come forward and receive a shield from National Bank of Pakistan. Mr. Noshirwan Adil, the Chief Commercial Officer of Pakistan International. Mr. Amanullah Qureshi, the Chief Operating Officer of Pakistan International Airlines. Dr. Altaf Tahir Saab, the Company Secretary for Pakistan International Airlines. Sheikh Bilal Shamsa, who's our Chief Internal Auditor at Pakistan International Airlines. Sir Khurram Mushtaq, who's our Chief Project Officer for Pakistan International Airlines. Shoaib Ahmed Darisa, who's our General Manager for Industrial Relations. Mr. Jahangir Khan Baloch, who's our General Manager for Facilities Management. Mr. Usman Akhtar, who's our General Manager for Procurement. Mr. Amir Bashir, who's our General Manager for Flight Services. Mr. Zulkarnain Mehdi, who is the General Manager for Passenger Handling Services. And finally, Mr. Muhammad Asif, who is our Special Assistant to COPI. I think he's not here. We'll take the shield to him. It's okay. It's fine. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. So the star from PIA side who led this is Mr. Hashmat Nawaz from Funds Management. Mr. Hasnan from Brand Management. And saving the best for the last, Mr. Amos Nadeem, the Chief Financial Officer.
अरे तो सीधे खड़े होके तो आगे आता
है। सर आखिरी में देखी थी।
तो फिर आगे से जो होनी थी ना। सर इधर आए ना।
Thank you so very much for being with us. That concludes the ceremony. There is light refreshment at the end of the hall. Sir, may I proceed?
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful. والعصر. By time. إن الإنسان لفي وتواصوا بالصبر. Except for those who have believed and done righteous deeds and advised each other to truth. Occasion of distribution of appreciation letters. As per instruction of CEO Amir Rasa, he always acknowledged the efforts done by all of you. And this is first phase of distribution of certificates. Another phase will be in Islamabad and Lahore. So for Karachi participants और कुछ इस्लामाबाद की भी आज यहाँ पर है, सर उनको भी हम आज दे देंगे.
Although it took its time, हमारा ऑडिट कंप्लीट हुए काफ़ी टाइम हो गया, लेकिन मेरा अपना ख्याल ये था कि इस चीज़ को आप लोग के सामने के लिए मैं उर्दू में बात करता हूँ कि इस चीज़ को अनरिवॉर्डेड छोड़ना, और खासतौर पे इन लोगों के साथ मेरा खास ताल्लुक रहा है, वन में दिया था, कुछ के साथ बहुत ज़्यादा ताल्लुक रहा है, बिकॉज मैंने PIA के अंदर अपना सफ़र क्वालिटी एंड सेफ्टी से शुरू किया था. मेरे पहले उस्तादों में से मैडम सीमा टीम और ये सेफ्टी की टीम है सारी, जहांगीर, कैप्टन खालिद, कैप्टन मोहसिन, दे टॉट मी कि क्वालिटी और सेफ्टी सिस्टम कैसे चलता है. और the way you all are dressed up, आप लोगों को पता था ये सेरेमनी होनी नहीं, तो आप लोगों के कंडक्ट, आप लोगों के डेमिनर से पता चलता है कि माशाल्लाह आप लोगों ने जो काम किया इट वाज वर्दी ऑफ इट. दूसरी बात ये कि इट्स अ मेयर सर्टिफिकेट, बट लेट मी टेल यू कि इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग मैसेज है, चाहे वो आप लोगों के लिए या किसी के लिए भी है या रिसीविंग एंड पे है, कि वी आर ऑलवेज ऑडिट रेडी, जो कि आजकल की मॉडर्न कमर्शियल एविएशन में देयर इज द मॉडर्न डे ट्रेंड. आप कोई चीज सीमलेस नहीं छोड़ सकते. इतने चेक्स एंड बैलेंस हैं कि मैं और ये नदीम साहब यहाँ बैठे हुए, हम जब दिन शुरू करते हैं हमें समझ आती है कि कैसे शुरू होता है. एट द एंड ऑफ द डे वी काउंट आवर ब्लेसिंग्स कि अल्लाह कितना शुक्र है कि दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन डिस्पाइट एक फाइनेंसिंग कॉस्ट जो है 29 से 30 अरब की हर साल गवर्नमेंट ऑफ पाकिस्तान देती है, कर्जे चढ़े हुए हैं, इट इज बिकमिंग बेटर एवरी डे. मेरा मैसेज ये है सर कि आप लोगों ने बहुत अच्छा काम किया. यू आर अ मैसेज ऑफ होप, बट आई वुड से यू आर द ओनली होप कि इसके जो टेक अवे है वो दूसरों तक ट्रांसफर करना है. जो सक्सेशन प्लान्स हैं, जो बाकी लोग आपके साथ काम कर रहे हैं, उनको इफेक्ट ट्रांसफर करना है. इसी यकसुई के साथ, इसी दिलजमी के साथ और इसी तरीके से काम करना है. और जब आप एक नियत कर लेते हैं ना, मुझे तो CEO बनने के बाद मेरे जो टाइम है वो डबल ट्रिपल हो गया है, 24 घंटे 26 घंटे हो गए हैं. बट द फैक्ट ऑफ द मैटर इज किसी एक दिन मुझे ऐसे नहीं लगा कि खुदा ना खास्ता एनर्जी में कमी आ गई, कुछ चीज़ बिकॉज कॉज ये है कि वी आर दी फ्लैग बेरर्स. इस जहाज की तेल पे पाकिस्तान का झंडा बना.
This is to appreciate your all-time support, understanding of compliance issues, encouragement during depressing times, mediation on conflicting issues, your tireless endeavors for provisioning of resources, and above all, giving your invaluable time through personal leadership. सर आप जब आए ना तो काम आसान लगने लग गया, मतलब ये कि हमें बड़ी मुश्किल होती थी, लेकिन आपने इतने अच्छे तरीके से मीडिएट किया तमाम डिपार्टमेंट्स के साथ कि हमें बहुत सहूलत हो गई और बहुत आसानी हो गई. All of the above help PIA in maintaining and improving state of corporate compliance management. The foundation of mutual trust and support laid down by you will go a long way towards turning around PIA, and an honor for all who partner in this journey of success. From compliance management team, safety and QA, and DQCs and all team members.
I can very proudly present this document. अगर मुझसे पूछे ना PIA में आप क्या करते रहे हैं, तो this document says it all. ये मेरा ख्याल आपने मेरा जर्नी पूरा.
ओवरऑल ग्रुप फोटो कर लेते हैं इसके साथ.
बहुत मेहरबानी.